I was a religious studies major in college, and I was taking a lot of courses in philosophy. I was essentially a failed philosophy major since I couldn't pass symbolic logic. And I ended up taking a class in environmental philosophy at the Brown University Environmental Studies Department. And that exposed me to a whole bunch of thinkers like Aldo Leopold and all the kind of classic environmental philosophers we think of today. And that really clicked for me. I was already thinking about going to law school. In addition to being the home of incredible natural beauty, to being the breadbasket, literally, of the United States, to being where some of our biggest, most culturally important urban centers are, the Midwest is the fulcrum for national political change. I'm helping to coordinate our work in the Midwest with our scientists and our lawyers in Washington, D.C. And so the kind of things that I've done, for example, is submit testimony to the Illinois State Senate that had a hearing on pesticide drift, and we submitted testimony on atrazine. NRDC is working at all fronts to address the problem not only of atrazine, but of all of the kinds of chemicals in the class of atrazine, which is endocrine disruptors. That's chemicals that interfere with the normal function of hormone systems in all kinds of animals and in people. We're doing that in Washington, D.C., in front of the Environmental Protection Agency, at the state level, in front of state agencies in Minnesota, at the legislative level, in places like the Illinois Assembly and the Illinois State Senate, and at the local level by putting out reports and information to consumers to let them know about the atrazine levels in the water they're drinking and things they can do to reduce atrazine. We also do work on wildlife all across the country, and it's not just in our wildlife program, it's in our oceans program and our health program. People often ask, why worry about wildlife going extinct? Why worry about a small little creature like a dragonfly? We're not just protecting the dragonfly. The dragonfly is a stand-in for something larger. In the case of the Heinz emerald dragonfly, it's a stand-in for the boggy, marshy ecosystems in our national forests in the Midwest. Places in the Upper Peninsula like the Hiawatha National Forest, or in Missouri like the Mark Twain National Forest. Wetlands and river bottoms and grasslands that are imperiled by human activities, by invasive species, by a whole bunch of threats. And if we can protect those dragonflies, if we have a healthy dragonfly population there, then you know that the ecosystem as a whole has to be relatively healthy. You have to be staffed up and ready to fight in the heartland of America. You have to come to politicians and decision makers as residents and as people who support hundreds of thousands of members of NRDC who live right here in the Midwest.